Hey, what's going on? It's Matthew, and welcome to Henosis. If you enjoy self development content and you enjoy listening to podcasts or even watching it, then do me a huge favor subscribe to this channel, comment below any questions or your favorite parts from the episodes or any video that we upload on here. I really appreciate you for being here. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy.
So where I'm at right now, I think I've had an evolution of the type of content that I listen to. But specifically at the moment, I really love to listen to Erwin McManus and his son, Aaron McManus. So Erwin McManus he's like a high level coach. He's a pastor. He's into fashion. He's the pastor of Mosaic Church. Amazing. Him and his son have a great dynamic. It's so wholesome and cute. But they used to have a podcast called Bad Already, and then they shifted it to Mind Shift. So it's really cool because Erwin is just he's so wise and grounded, and he feels like that uncle that we all want to have. He has great insight. I love listening to Dan Coe. I've been listening to Dan Coe for years now. Andrew Huberman. I just like to hear a lot of different perspectives, and I can't think of any more podcasts right now, but those are the main rotating ones at the moment.
Yeah, those are the ones that are top of mind right now. So
Nice.
I remember listening to Erwin and his son Aaron when they were battle ready.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, they're the coolest, probably pastors. You probably wouldn't
So
even,
cool.
if you saw them on the streets, you probably wouldn't even,
You wouldn't know.
yeah,
You
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
know.
know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm sure you've heard about what happened with Hillsong. Did you hear about that?
Actually, I've heard like the surface of it, but I really don't know too much. I didn't look into it because
Uh,
it's just not on my
on your radar?
not on my radar of taking up space in my mind at the moment. But
Yeah,
I've heard people like bring it up. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, just the it's the notion of like these. There's a lot of churches that are coming out with leaders that you can argue that they're wolves in sheep clothing.
Hmm.
You look at Hillsong, New York. I've actually gotten a chance to, uh, you know, be in the same room as Carl Lentz, and
Wow.
and it's unfortunate that what he has gone through was is so public. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like it sheds light on the church. Organized
Hmm.
organized church,
Yeah.
and it kind of paints it in the bad picture. And I've had my own experiences, and I'm not going to talk about that here on the podcast, but um, you kind of it's unfortunate that it an individual like that who's had so much influence,
Right.
is in the public light, and I feel like it's a bad. It kind of paints the church in a negative light. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when they see a guy like Erwin, because Erwin, him and his church and Hillsong are two different churches, but they look similar as far as like the fashion. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so um, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean, that
Yeah.
it has to be painted in a bad light. But I want to. The reason why I bring that up is I want to know from your perspective, what kind of insights or what kind of nuggets of wisdom that you were able to get from um, Erwin and his son Aaron.
Yeah. Love that question because I learned so much from them. Actually, a friend was the one who introduced me to Erin. We just met up, and I was telling her what I was doing as far as life coaching, and that I want to work with creatives and creators, and I want it to be a whole different path that is not really seen in the coaching industry. And also, my faith is a huge. I mean, my faith drives my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no separation. Not that I, force my beliefs or anything onto people. I'm actually a new new Christian, and I was into New Age and Buddhist. I grew up Buddhist, and another story. But
Mm-hmm.
um, the way that Erwin can narrate Jesus is that Jesus is a genius. He's actually this ideal being that we can look to as far as having the essence of creation and empathy and just giving a fresh perspective on who Jesus was. And I love how he doesn't separate something so foundational for him from how he navigates and how he carries himself. They talk a lot about, just having mind shifts and just navigating life as, he's Salvadorian, so he just started from nothing and he made his way in America. And I think I relate to that because, I'm Laotian and you're Laotian, and that's kind of what our parents did, the generations before us. They had nothing and they came here and they had to start fresh. And some people really, some of our parents, they kind of sometimes they stay stagnant and they stay in that mindset of America's a scary place as someone who started with nothing, and you don't know the language, you don't know the people, and you don't know the culture, and then you see other I think maybe it's like the newer generations, our generation, it's like we're paving a way for Laotians. We're making a name for ourselves in a way that's never been done before. And so whenever I see a minority in that having that kind of influence, I just it gives me a lot of hope. It gives me a lot of inspiration. So I think more than anything, Erwin, he's just, you listen to him talk and he gives you just this warm feeling of like comfort, groundedness. He's never being a know-it-all, like just the way he carries himself. I don't even think it's so much that I've learned from what he says, but it's more so who he is that I've learned. That it's just, I'm like, that's Jesus. That you can't be that person without Jesus. Like
Mm-hmm.
the humility that he has, the way that he is so open and so insightful, and just again, like he's so grounded. And I'm like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know me as that person. I want me to be that person in every single setting. And I think he's that person. And it's just really cool to see him in that space and, again, bring his faith into it. And just, I love the relationship that he has with his son too. Very, very wholesome. So
Mm-hmm.
love that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, thanks for sticking all the way through. If you enjoyed that piece of content right there, don't forget to like the video. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Comment below your favorite parts, or maybe if you have a question about what was discussed and talked about. Either way, I really appreciate you for being here. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.